is you need to go to aplusstudents.com. You need to go to the website. Once you're on the website, you need to select math as your subject. This is a grade 10 maths lesson, and the name of the topic is congruent triangles. The chapter number is 2 and the lesson number is 1, and the name of the chapter is SSS, that is side, side and side, and side angle side theorem. Theorems mean that they are standards, right? They would be the standards, and they would be the rules or the factual that we always have to follow. Okay, so let's go to grade 10, chapter 2, lesson 1. I just copied these for you. Okay, what we need to remember in maths is, in English we say two objects are similar when we think they're exactly the same, right? We have two options over here. We have congruent and we have similar. Let's suppose if we take triangles, if we take two triangles and we say this is triangle A, this was, let's suppose this was 3 centimeter and this was 2 centimeter. It's a right angle triangle. Okay, if we have the triangle A and we have the triangle B, okay, if we have the triangle A and triangle B, we say triangle A and B are congruent. A and B are congruent. That means in mathematics, congruent refers to exactly same. Okay, in maths, if we have a triangle A and we want to see what is similar, right? So what we'll say is, if we have a triangle A and if we have a triangle C, if this was 6 centimeter and this was 4 centimeter, whenever the triangles are in a ratio similar, A and C have a ratio. Agreed? So whenever there is a ratio, we call they are similar. Unlike general English, right? Maths would use different rules. Congruent are exactly the same, whereas similar will have ratios. So we are looking at two properties today. I just copied those properties for you. I'll bring them back over here and I'll explain the properties first, okay? There are 4 theorems for triangle, right? What we are looking today at is side, side and side, 3S and SAS. These are the 2 properties that we are considering today. I'll explain them again. When we are looking at side, side and side, right? If that, this means if we have a triangle, or let's suppose if we take a scalene triangle. A scalene triangle is a triangle in which all 3 sides had different lengths, right? If we had a scalene triangle, we make 2 copies of this triangle. Okay, just a moment, please. Okay, if we have 2 triangles in which this length, 1 dash, would be equal to 1 dash. This length is equal to this length. Let's suppose this was 3 centimeter, then this was 3 centimeter. Agreed? If this length was a double dash, that means a double dash refers to a double dash. Let's suppose if this was 4 centimeter, then this was also 4 centimeter. We make 3 dashes to represent a line side with 3 dashes. If this was 5 centimeter and this was 5 centimeters, that means side, side, and side theorem, right? That means all three sides are equal in this case. Even if we rotate this shape, okay, let's suppose if we rotate by this, okay, and now if we say these two shapes were given in this order, but the lengths were compared the same way. This was, it had two dashes on it. That means this would be 4 centimeter, this should be 3 centimeter, and this should be 5 centimeters. So we can say these two triangles are congruent triangles because they're exactly the same, and they're applying side 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 theorem on it because all three sides of the triangle are exactly the same. Okay, the next theorem we have is side, one angle, and side. Okay, side, angle, side. In this case, if we are given a triangle or any triangle, it could be isosceles, scalene, any triangle. We know we have two triangles looking similar, okay? Looking similar, but similar is congruent. Exactly same is congruent. How do we know? If the same angle is given for both the triangles, okay? And let's suppose if this side was given to us, this side was given to us, and if we know this side and this side. So in side angle side, they're telling us two sides and the angle between them, right? So we can say in side angle side, two sides are given and the angle between the two sides, if two sides have the same length on both the triangles and the angle between them is exactly the same, then those two triangles are also congruent triangles. This property would be known as side angle side. Okay, so we call this as SSS and we call this as SAS. Okay, so we will be looking at questions. We are just considering these two properties for now. The remaining properties we'll do later. So let's have a look at questions over here. They will give us different shapes and they'll ask us which two triangles are congruent by a given property. Okay, let's say if this was given to us, if this is the second triangle given to us, and this is the third triangle given to us, right? What they're asking us is which two triangles will be congruent to each other, are congruent by the SAS theorem. Let's complete the congruence statement. Let me resize so that it's readable. Okay. For question number 1, they have given us 3 triangles and they are asking us through SAS. That means side angle side property. What we can see in the first triangle is they have given us, let's resize this also. Okay, this is given to us and this is given to us. Okay, so let's see which of the two triangles will be congruent by the side angle side property. What we can see over here is there are 2 dashes given, 3. That means the angle is between the 2 dash line and the 3 dash line. In the second diagram, the angle is between 2 dashes and 1 dash, right? And in the third diagram, it's between 2 dashes and third dash, right? So what we saw through our example that when we were making 3 dashes, these two sides were same, right? That means this side should be equal to this side, and this side should be equal to this or this, right? What we are missing is the angle between these two sides with 2 dashes and 3 dashes given. Angle between 2 dashes over here, but the angle is given between 2 dash and 1 dash. That means the triangle B, we always write the angle C in the middle, right? Because that, so this is the triangle BCD, right? Is congruent to or is equal to which triangle? UVW. Why do we write V in the middle? Because the angle is given at the V. That means these two triangles are congruent triangles. Okay, do we agree on this? This triangle and this triangle are congruent triangles, whereas the third triangle is not congruent because two other sides are given over here. Do we agree? Okay. If there are any questions, please do let me know. I'll do another example. And in the same example, I will try to put values. Okay, I'll try to put numbers. Okay. For question number 2, it says, which triangles are congruent by SAS property? Okay. Let's suppose if these were the 3 triangles given to us. Let's make a copy. Okay. Let's say if the side with 2 lines was marked as 2 centimeter, right? 2 lines, can we see 2 lines anywhere? Yes, we can see 2 lines. This would be 2 centimeter. The line with 3 dashes, let's assume it to be 3 centimeter. Can we see a line with 3 dashes? This was 3 centimeter. We see 3 dashes over here. We can say this is 3 centimeter. Agreed? The line with 4 dashes, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's say this was 4 centimeter. Can we see a line with 4 dashes? Yes, we can. 4 centimeter. And this was a line with 4 dashes over here. We can say this is. But we also have one more line that has 1 dash on it. We can say this was 1 centimeter. I'm just assuming those values depending on the dashes, right? We do not have any angle given in this, right? So we are saying congruent by side theorem because none of the angles are given. So when we compare these 3 shapes together, when we compare the shape number 1 to shape number 2 and shape number 3, right? Let's look at the angles. No angles are given to us. Let's compare the sides. In the first shape, the sides are given as 2, 3, and 4. In the second shape, the sides are given as 1, 3, and 4, right? And in the third shape, okay, and Nakul, this is what I'm doing is I'm doing with the curriculum, right? We have lessons over there and we continue this so that the other students would also be able to do this, okay? Or you can just revise over here. Thank you, Nakul. So in the third shape, we can say the sides are given in the ratio 2, 3, and 4. Do we have any 2 shapes which have the same configuration? 2, 3, 4? That means we can say this triangle has the same length as this triangle, right? So we can say the triangle XYZ is congruent or equal. The word congruent is used for equal to the triangle I, J, and K by side theorem. Agreed? Moving ahead to the next question. The question number 3 states that Okay, let's revise it for you, Nakul, and help me out with the answers. Okay, so that you may have revision as well. For the third question, it says if these three shapes were given to us, we need to find which shapes are congruent by side angle side theorem, right? We need to see which two shapes are congruent by side angle side. If I say the side with one dash on it, let's assume was 1 centimeter. This was also 1 dash 1 centimeter. This is 1 dash 1 centimeter, right? The line with two dashes, let's consider it to be 2 centimeter, two dashes 2 centimeter, and 2 centimeter, right? One of the angles. The angle U is given to us, which is in between the two given sides, right? 1 centimeter. The angle C is given us to us, which is not in between, not the angle that is bounded by the two sides. And for the last triangle, angle Q is bounded by these two lines, right? So what we can say over here is, let's see, this shape have this angle, and this angle, right? So can I say that this angle and this angle would be same, right? Why? Because they are bounded in between the two sides which are given to us, 1 centimeter and 2 centimeter, and the angle was given to us. Agreed? So we can say that the triangle, the angle will always come in the middle, right? When we are representing, if the angle is given, so we can write V U W is congruent to which triangle? S Q R. If I write S R Q, this is incorrect because angle R is not given to us. Agreed? But the angle Q is given to us. So we write this as SQ, and they are by which property? By side angle side theorem. Agreed? So these two triangles are congruent. I would say this triangle is congruent to this triangle. Agreed? Let's move ahead. Let's look at another example. For question number 4, it says, let me just copy. Which two triangles are congruent by side congruency? Okay. So let's say this is our question number 4. And they are asking us which two angles, which two of these shapes are equal or congruent. This would be our question number 4. The easiest way is label. If one dash represented 1 centimeter, one dash represented 1 centimeter, two dashes represented 2 centimeter, because wherever we see two dashes, those two lines would be equal, right? So we can assume the lengths. 3 dashes, 3 centimeter. Do we see 3 dashes anywhere else? No, we cannot. But we can say 1, 2, 3, 4. This was 4 centimeter. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just assuming the value so that it's more clear to us, right? 4 centimeter. What they're asking us to find the congruency by side theorem. That means none of the angles are given to us, right? So Nakul, what should be the answer? Which two triangles should be congruent to each other? Out of these three triangles, which two triangles would be congruent? Help me out. See, If we look at the first triangle, ABC, ABC has sides 2, 3, and 4. Can we find 3 anywhere else? We cannot find 3 anywhere else, right? But if we look at G, H, and I, we can see the lengths 1, 2, and 4. Can we say can we find 1, 2, and 4 somewhere else? In UVW, we have the same. We had in this we had 1 centimeter, 1 centimeter, 2 centimeter, 2 centimeter, 4 and 4, right? That means that these two triangles are congruent. So what we can say, we always follow the alphabetical. GHI is congruent to UVW by side theorem. They are congruent. Okay, congruent means exactly the same. Let's do question number 5. The next question says that by side angle side theorem. Let's consider side angle side. See, we are doing 2 theorems right now. Most probably in the next class, we'll do another theorem, right? It gets difficult when we would be applying all theorems together in a single question, okay? So for now, we're just looking at the first 2. Congruency by side angle side. Let's say the one side, let's say this 1 dash 1 centimeter. We say 2 dash side was 2 centimeter, 2 centimeter, 2 centimeter, and the 3 dash side was 3 centimeters, right? We're just assuming this 3 centimeter. The angle given to us is between 2 and 3. The angle is given to us in the next one is between 2 and 3. And the angle in the last triangle is given between the side width 1 and 2 centimeters, right? So which two shapes should be equal by the side angle side theorem? This is the angle between the length 2 and 3, 2 and 3, right? So we can say the two triangles, the angle will always come in the middle. X, Z, Y, because Z is the angle given, GHI are congruent by side angle side theorem or property. Theorem or the property? Hi Anson. We are doing the two properties side and side angle side to check whether any two given triangles are congruent. The term congruent means that they're exactly the same. Okay. Let's look at another example. For these 3 given questions, they're saying complete the congruency statement. For question number 6. Okay. These 3 triangles are given to us. Okay. If these 3, thank you. If these 3 triangles were given to us, sorry, I'll mute for a second, please. Okay, thank you. They're asking us to show the triangles are congruent by side theorem. 3S means side on side. Okay. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to label. The side with one dash, I said it was 1 centimeter. I say 1 centimeter and 1 centimeter. I'm assuming this value. There's one dash, let's say it's 1 centimeter. For the side with two dashes, I say this was 2 centimeter. Do we see two dashes anywhere else? No, we do not, right? Let's look at the side with three dashes. Let's say this was 3 centimeter, 3 centimeter, and 3 centimeter, right? Let's look at the side with four dashes. Do we have any side with four dashes? Yes, we'd have two sides with four dashes, right? In the first triangle and the third triangle. Since we are doing side, 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 that means none of the angles would be given to us. Okay, so let's see. Let's compare the second triangle. In the second triangle, we have the sides 2, 3, and 4. 2, 3, and 1. Can we find 2, 3, and 1 anywhere else? This is 1, 3, 4. We do not have a 2. 2 is only on one shape, that is PQR. That means PQR cannot be equal to any other shape because one of the sides has a length of 2 centimeters. But when we compare JHI or TUV, right, we can say they both had 1 centimeter, 3 centimeter, and 4 centimeters, right? So what we can say over here in our statement is that this triangle is congruent to this triangle. That means they're exactly the same. It's just that one of them has been rotated. Rotation is not a concern for us. So we can say HIJ is this triangle is equal. Whenever we are talking equal shapes, we say is congruent to TUV, right? By which property? By side, side, side property, right? We can have alternate words. We can say theorem, we can say property, right? This property is being applied to show that these two triangles are equal. And the third one is unequal because it had 2 centimeter on it and none of the other triangles had 2 centimeter. Okay, thank you, Anson. Let's have a look at another question. The next question says that we need to do by side angle side. Let's copy the question. For the next question, if this statement is given to us, let's resize this so that it's much more readable to us. Okay. Question number 7. What they have given to us is 3 triangles and which have 2 sides and 1 angle given to us. Okay. So if 2 dashes, we say this was 2 centimeter. Do we have 2 dashes? Let's suppose 2 centimeter. 2 dashes, 2 centimeter. We can see 2 centimeter on all three triangles, right? Now let's see if we can find something else. Let's move it on. Okay. Can we say we have 1 dash? We say this was 1 centimeter. We still say 1 dash is 1 centimeter. That means both the sides are same, right? The difference will be we are finding congruency theorem by side angle side property, SAS theorem, right? That means one angle will be given to us. Whenever we need to apply the side angle side theorem, if two sides are given to us, the angle has to be in the middle of those two sides, right? So can I say over here, this angle is in the middle of these two sides, 2 centimeter and 1 centimeter. Can I say this angle is in middle of two sides? But for the last shape, can I say this angle is in middle of these two sides? It is not, right? If it would have been in the middle of these two sides, then this should have been the angle. But the angle is given somewhere else. So what we can say is this shape and this shape are congruent to each other, right? Are exactly the same. But whenever an angle is given, we write the angle in the middle. HGI is equal or congruent to ACB. We cannot write ABC. This is incorrect because the angle for C is given, angle B is not given to us, right? These two triangles are congruent by the side angle side theorem. Agreed? Let's move ahead. Let's try some more examples. The next question says, which of the two triangles are congruent by, okay, let's say we are not given the statement. We are just given the triangles. Let's see which property will be used over here, which theorem can be used. Okay, it was given in the question. I just changed a part of the question. Okay, if these triangles are given to us, we are trying to find which property would be applied. Would side angle side be applied over here? Would we be applying in question number 8? Would we be applying side side side, or should we be applying side angle side? It has to be either of these two properties, right? Let's see. Is any angle given to us? Right? None of the angles are given to us, right? That means we cannot apply side angle side. It can only be given as side, side, and side ratios, right? So the side width, 1 dash, if I say it was 1 centimeter, 1 dash is 1 centimeter, 2 dashes I suppose to be 2 centimeters. Agreed? We can see 2 centimeter on all three diagrams. 3 dashes to be 3 centimeter. Okay, we don't have 3 dashes on anymore, but we have 4 dashes, right? If I say the 4 dash side will be equal to the side which has 4 dashes on it, 4 centimeter and 4 centimeter. Which two triangles would be congruent to each other? Because we know that we are using the side, side, side property, right? Because none of the angles were given to us. So if we say 3 centimeter, do we find 3 centimeter in any other shape than this? We don't, right? 3 is only on this. But on the other shapes, we can say we find 2, 1, and 4, 2, 1, and 4. Agreed? So can I say that the triangles in this case, this triangle and this triangle, are congruent to each other? So when the angle is not given to us, we can write it in any form. A, B, C. Alphabetical is preferable. V, W, X. And they are congruent to each other by side, side, side theorem. Okay. Okay, let's have a look at one or two more examples. Then we'll do the questions from the test. The next question says that they've already told us which theorem to be used because it's kind of easy. In question number 9, if these diagrams were given to us, we know that in question number 9, we have to use side angle side. Why? Because one angle is given to us. We cannot apply side, side, side theorem. If one side was denoted by 1 centimeter, one dash denoted by 1 centimeter, two dashes denoted by 2 centimeter, these are the assumptions that we are doing, right? And three dashes to be denoted by 3 centimeter. So do we see 3 centimeter in any other diagram? We see 3 centimeter only in one diagram, right? The other two diagrams only have 1 centimeter and 2 centimeter. And the angle between those two was given to us. The angle between 1 centimeter and 2 centimeter is given to us. But in the third diagram, it's not between 1 and 2 centimeters, right? It's between 2 and 3 centimeter. So we can say that the triangle ABC and UVW. But the arrangement is important because the angle C is given to us. Over here, angle V is given. So we write ACB, the angle always comes in the middle, is equals to UVW, right? And the sides are also equal, are congruent by side angle side theorem. Because these angle was same, we can say the length of AC was equal to, we can also say the length of AC was equals to VW, and we can also say the length of BC was equals to UV, right? Two lengths of sides were same and the angle was same. And the angle was in between those two given sides. Okay. Let's try some questions from the test. It's kind of easy topic. Let's try. Just a moment, please. Okay. In the given question, they're saying we need to find the missing information such that this is our question number 1. Okay, this is our question number 1 from the test. Okay, let's see which would be the correct answer. I will mark them as option A and option B. Can anyone help me out with this? They're saying which two triangles are congruent by side angle side theorem. How I would do it is 2 centimeter. This is 2 centimeter. You don't have to write these numbers. I'm just writing them down. 2 dashes is more than enough. This was 1 centimeter, 1 centimeter, 1 centimeter. The angle in the first triangle is given in between the two lines. In the third, between the two lines, but in the second, not between the two lines. So what we can say here is this shape and this shape are same, right? So what should be the alphabets? U, it should be W, U, V, because the angle U is given to us. And the last one should be S, Q, and R. They should have written this as Q should come in the middle because it's the angle, right? So it would be W, U, V is equals to SQR. It's not equal to this. Agreed? Option A is the correct answer. We are trying to follow the standard in which the angle comes in the middle. Sometimes they would not write in the same way, even though they should. Okay. For the next question, it says, by the side property theorem. Okay, let's see. what we can do in the next question. Question number 2. If this is given to us as question number 2, this was given as the answer. Okay, and these triangles were given to us. Let's enlarge them. This is our question number 2 from the test. And I'll say option A and option B. Let's try to simplify. Which property are we using? We're trying to use congruency by side, side, side theorem because we know that none of the angles are given to us. So when we look at this shape, oh, I thought this was written as UK. It's IJK. My bad. IJ and K. I was like, where is... Okay. We can say 3 dashes 3 centimeter, 3 dashes 3 centimeter, 3 dashes 3 centimeter. 4 dashes were 4 centimeter. Do we see 4 dashes anywhere else? No, we don't. We see 2 dashes. We say 2 centimeter, 2 centimeter, 2 centimeter, and 1 dash is 1 centimeter and 1 centimeter. Since we do not see 4 dashes on any other shape, right? That means 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3. These two shapes would be equal, right? That is ABC and IJK. So ABC and IJK should be the same. Agreed? Thank you. Moving ahead to the next one. Okay. The next question says, which two triangles are congruent by side angle side theorem? So they are giving us these 3 triangles which are given to us. Let's copy, resize. Just a moment, please. I would prefer resizing this so that it's readable for us. And okay, question number 3. It's asking us congruent by side angle side theorem. Option A or option B? Can I have the answer? What should be the answer for this? Help me out. We can simply solve the question by having a look at the statement, right? Having a look at the question. We don't have to write 1, 1, 2, 2, and 3, 3, and so on. I'm just writing everything just to make it convenient for you to understand. Once you're doing the question, you don't have to write everything. For the question number 3, 1 dash, 2 dashes, 2 dashes, 1 dash. We already found the answer, right? That means ABC, ABC, it could not be KIJ, right? It has to be UVW. Because over here there are 2 dashes and this has 3 dashes. That means this cannot be the same. Okay. For the last question, what are the possibilities? Which option should be correct? Option A or option B? We have 2 options, option A and option B, and we need to do side angle side theorem. So we are given an angle between the side with 1 dash and 2 dash. 1 dash and 2 dash, the angle is given. But over here, the angle is not in between So we can say that this and this triangle were, sorry, can we say that these two triangles were equal? Agreed? Like in the previous case, which two triangles were equal? This and this was equal. So since these two triangles are equal, we can label them as, this was ACB, ABC, and GHI. GHI. Agreed? Okay. Thank you so much. Please do try to complete the remaining questions so that you may have more practice. We are done halfway. 6 more are left. Okay, almost halfway. We are done with 4. Thank you so much. Have a nice day. Best of luck. Take care. Bye.